Hello, welcome to this class. Last time we looked at multiplication of whole and decimal numbers and the application of multiplication in solving real life problems. Today we are moving over to division of numbers, but first of all, we will look at the rules of division. These are things we look out for when dividing a number. These rules will help us to easily identify the possibility of a number in dividing another number. Okay? So, here on the board we have some of the rules of divisibility, which are basically the most important rules. So, we say that a number can be divided by 2, by 3, by 4, up to by 25. So a number can be divided by 2 if the number is an even number. I believe by now we already know the concept of even numbers. Alright? We say that an even number is a number that can be divided by 2 without any remainder. And we say that even numbers ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. While odd numbers are numbers that when divided by 2 has remainder. Numbers like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and so on. Alright? So whenever a number is an even number, 2 can divide it. So 2 is a factor of all even numbers. Now a number can be divided by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. If the sum of the digits of that number is divisible by 3, then that number can be divided by 3. Alright? Then the fourth one, divisibility by 4 says that a number can be divided by 4 if the last 2 digits are divisible by 4. A number is divisible by 5 if the last digit is 0 or 5. A number is divisible by 6 if that number can be divided by 2 and 3. The both of them must be able to divide that number before 6 can divide. Okay? But if that number can be divided by 2 and it can't be divided by 3, then that number is not divisible by 6. Divisibility by 7 says trial and error method. It has no rule. You just check if it can. If it can't, you determine. But divisibility by 7, you say we use trial and error method. Divisibility by 8, a number can be divided by 8 if the last 3 digits are divisible by 8. You notice that divisibility by 8 and divisibility by 4 are similar. Divisibility by 4 says that a number can be divided by 4 if the last 2 digits of that number is divisible by 4. Last 2 digits meaning the digits under the tens and units of that particular number we are dividing. Now the number can be divided by 8 if the last 3 digits, that's 100 tens and units, are divisible by 8. Now the number can be divided by 9 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. You watch, divisibility by 9 and divisibility by 3 is the same. If you add the digits of the number, let's say we have something like 342 divided by 3. To see if 342 can be divided by 3, we simply do 3 plus 4 plus 2. That's what it says. If the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So when we now add this, the number we get, we will now look if 3 can divide that number. If 3 can divide that number, then 3 can divide this number. So 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. Can 3 divide 9? Yes, therefore 342 can be divided by 3. Same thing with 9. If I say 342 divided by 9, to check it, we simply do 3 plus 4 plus 2. Which is 9. Can 9 divide 9? Yes. Therefore, 342 can be divided by 9. This I did is what we call test. of divisibility. Sorry. Test of divisibility. But we'll still do it properly to test these rules. Okay? Then a number can be divided by 10 if the last digit of that number is 0. All numbers ending with 0 can be divided by 10. A number can be divided by 11. A number can be divided by 11 if the difference between the sum of the first, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, 11th, 13th, and so on digits, and that of the second, fourth, sixth, 8th, 10th, 12th, 14th, and so on, is divisible by 11. If I have a number like this, let me explain this immediately. If I have a number, let's say 342,451 divided by 11. We want to check if this number is divisible by 11. Okay? The rule says that the difference, what does difference mean? Minus. The difference between the sum, what does sum mean? Plus. That means we will first of all identify the position of the digits of this number we are about to divide. So starting from here, this 3 is in the first position, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. These are the positions of the number. Are you seeing it? Now, the rule says that the sum of the first, third, and fifth. So we go, first digit here is what? 3 plus. Third digit here is what? 2 plus. Fifth digit here is what? 5. Minus difference back. The sum of second, fourth, sixth. So we go 4 plus 4 plus 1. So let's add. This is 10 minus, this is what? 9. 10 minus 9 is what? 1. Can 11 divide 1? Can 11 divide 1? No, it can't. So this number cannot be divided by 11 because the difference between the sum of the first, third, fifth, and that of the fourth, second, fourth, sixth are not divisible. It's not divisible by 11. Alright? Okay. Then a number can be divided by 12 if the number is divisible by 4, by 3 and 4. If the number is divisible by 3 and 4, then we can say that 12 can divide that number. You notice that the divisibility by 12 and divisibility by 6 is the same. By 6, we check if 2 and 3 can divide the number. By 4, we check if 3 and 4 can divide the number. I'm just showing you similarities. Divisibility by 25. We said that a number can be divided by 25 if the last 2 digits are 25, 50, or 100. Okay? All numbers that the last 2 digits are 25, 50, or 100 are all divisible by 25. Alright? Now take down these notes and study the rules. But before then, let's have some fun by testing for divisibility. Test for divisibility. Okay? Let's have some numbers and check if those numbers can be divided by other numbers. Okay, let's say number 1. Can 3,420 be divided by 2? Can it be divided by 2? What do you think? Can 3,420 be divided by 2? Ask yourself. Divisibility by 2 says that a number can be divided by 2 if the number is an even number. Now, is this an even number? Yes, because it's ended with 0. Remember, even numbers are numbers that ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. They are even numbers. So since this number is an even number, then it can be divided by 2. So we can simply say yes, because 3,420 is even. It's an even number. Okay? So let's look at another text. We say, can 462 be divided, sorry, this is B, be divided by 3? Can 462 be divided by 3? Test for divisibility by 3 says that this number can be divided by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So let's look for it. We go 4 plus 6 plus 2. 4 plus 6, 10. 10 plus 2, 12. Can 12 be divided by 3? Can 12 be divided by 3? Yes. Because 12 divided by 3 is 4. We can now say yes. 462 can be divided by 3. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? So it can be divided by 3 because the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. Are you seeing it? Okay. Let's look at this. It says, can 639 be divisible? Be divisible by 6. Can 639 be divisible by 6? We go to our rules and check divisibility by 6. It says that a number can be divided by 6 if that number can be divided by 2 and 3. So let's start with number. Meaning that we are checking to see if 2 can divide this number and 3 can divide this number. But looking at this number, is this number even? Let's test for 2 first. 2 says that all numbers that are even numbers are divisible by 2. So let's check. 639. Is this an even number? No, it's not. Because of this 9. Remember, even numbers ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So these have failed the test for divisibility by 2. Meaning that 6 cannot divide it. Remember, divisibility by 6 says that the number must be divisible by 2 and 3. Not 2 or 3. Okay? The number that you are asking yourself if 6 can divide must be divisible by 2. It must also be divisible by 3. But since this number has failed to be divided by 2, therefore 6 cannot divide it. Okay? Even if it is divisible by 3, 6 cannot divide it. Okay? But let's check if it is divisible by 3. Divisibility by 3 says that the sum of the digits must be divisible by 3. So let's go 6 plus 3 plus 9. 6 plus 3, 9 plus 9, 18. 18 divided by 3, 6. You see? 3 can divide this number, but 2 cannot divide it. Therefore, 6 cannot divide the number. Okay? So we say here, say no. No. Because 639 can be divided by 3, but cannot be divided by 2. Okay? Since 3 can divide it and 2 cannot divide it, then 6 cannot divide it. So you see how we test for these divisibilities. Alright? So I'll be sending an assignment where you will now test for other divisibilities. The same way we test for these numbers using these rules, that same way you test for the numbers I'll be sending you using these rules for divisibility. Okay? Alright. So this brings us to the end of this class, not the end of division. In our next class, we'll be looking at the 2 division methods. We look at short division method and we look at a long division method. Okay? Short and long division method. Then we'll talk about word problems involving division of numbers. Alright, this brings us to the end of this class. Remember, take down the notes, watch the video over and over again, and do your assignment. Alright, so see you on our next class. Bye.